So another beautiful story. This is beautiful here. Crown Heights, Simchas Torah. So a chassid, we'll call him Zaltzman, fictional name. And he goes on to the university and he sees with the lulav and he's asking his friends, he has an issue, he has to understand, a halacha he has to understand, and the issue was that the Syrian girls wouldn't touch the lulav. They said, we can't do it. Not because they're busy for class or because they don't believe in shaking fruits, but because that's their tradition. So he didn't understand it, and he's like, how could I convince them? Because the Rebbe said that you got to do it. So I explained to him that they worship the same God as you, but they have their own Rabbonim. And they have a very old Messiah going back to Ezra, and that's why they don't accept Gedim. Because Ezra didn't accept Gedim. If you know how to read Chumash with Rashi Taich, you open the book of Ezra, and Ezra had those women and children be abandoned on the streets. At the time, it wasn't popular. In a modern context, it's cruel. But they managed to do it because even though the Syrian community are very affluent, or at least half of them, there's a very poor part of them that they married the girls off very young so they can literally get food to eat. Yeah, in Brooklyn, Achiezer. However, even the affluent Syrians are not going to run away so fast. As long as the women are going to be treated like shit, you're going to always have babies, and you're going to always have another community, and the cycle could go on. The world moved on, I think, 300 years ago on my clock, but the Syrian community could keep bouncing around with the way they live, and they stare you down in shul if they have to shame you for whatever reason, if you marry a shiksa. As long as you have the women not knowing their worth and their power, so you could keep this cycle going for a long, long time. But so what this shliach, this guy, I remember him in camp. He was a great guy. The let's call him Zaltzman, and he used to wear a Bukhari yarmulke, and he used to say, "Everyone together, we are gonna freak out," and we used to love him. And my mother once told me, you want to go to 770 with a good bucket? Like, to take me to 770? And he took me. This guy was a diamond. But they didn't teach him in the yeshiva that there are other communities with other minhogim. And that minig is sacred. Their rabbonim tell them whether or not they could drink wine that a Lubavitcher touched. Some of it is very religiously cruel. It's cruel for no good reason but for some religious nonsense. However, you deserve it, because you also believe that you're in the center of the universe, and you also believe that your Rebbe is the top of the world and owns everything. So you deserve it just because you need a taste of your medicine in order for you to grow. But yeah, it's cruel and it's tough and it's unfortunate. But nobody taught him this halacha that there is a Messiah in Klal Yisrael, and some people's Messiahs are older, the Tztukim and the Baisusim. It goes back, it harks back, my friend. It's older than Lubavitch. Listen, Lubavitch, I love Lubavitch, and right now Lubavitch is even much better than it used to be, only Smirnoff, and the Rebbe would give only one type of honey cake. Now you come to Chesky Melamed, you'll see mashke that you can't afford. You know, the biggest professor in the highest university can't drink what Chesky drinks. Listen, Lubavitch is only getting better, but you have to respect Judaism. It's older than Lubavitch.